Good afternoon, Kenyans. Once again, it's Murithi over here, and I take this opportunity to welcome you to this channel. And today, I want us to discuss a very interesting topic, and it is about the pitfalls which the top presidential candidate for ODM has to avoid, to improve his chances of being elected president in 2022. And the first point that I have to raise is avoiding exclusionary politics. And the reason I say this is because I took keen interest in the speech which he made in Murang'a yesterday, and in a bid, to convince the people of Murang'a the benefits which they could have, attained if BBI was enacted as, part of the constitution of this country. He told them, he made a comparison of two counties, that of Kiambu and Murang'a. And in essence, what he was telling the people is that if the BBI became the constitution, the allocation of devolution funds would not be unequitable like the way it is. And what he meant is that in a place with more than 2.5 million people like Kiambu, it's given an allocation that is less than a place like Madera County, which is essentially sparsely populated. And I find such a strategy to be quite weak, because for Raila to become president in 2022, what he must do is that he must, retain his previous support base, which he enjoyed in 2017. But if he keeps on making such statements that antagonizes, some of the areas that used to support him in the past, then he is likely to run into some headwinds, and his campaign for the presidency is going to experience some turbulence, and he might not even be elected president. Yes, I understand that, the essence of trying to woo some areas which previously never voted for him. I know he understands, the need of having Kikuyus, to support his presidential bid, but at the same time, he should not, antagonize or anger, the other places which, supported him for such a long time, and they thought that he was the hope, for these areas. And if I may give an example of, Northeastern, which is Madera. For those who are familiar with the history of this country, the Northeastern province has been, marginalized for quite a long time. In fact, it is the only region in this country which doesn't have a major highway. For most of the people from Madera to commute from Madera to Nairobi by bus, especially during the rainy season, it takes them even more than 2 weeks. The road is dilapidated or even non-existent. So they spend a lot of time, on the roads. So it is not a nice strategy, to try and seem to be advocating for, the lessening of devolution funds in parts which have been previously marginalized, in this country, like the northern eastern province. And the second point which I have to realize to raise is that he should never avoid campaigning in certain areas, because what I realized that Raila Odinga used to do in the past is that he used to avoid some specific areas in this country, and Central Province is one of the areas where he never campaigned in the past. He assumed that Central Province, of course, they have a presidential candidate and they must support their own. So he made such an assumption. And basically the effect of this is that he never made any attempts, to build networks in the area, political networks in the area. He never, came over there to campaign. And if you campaign in a certain area, even if your chances of being elected at that point in time are minimal, at least the people get the opportunity to familiarize with you. And some of the propaganda we see today against Raila Odinga could be drastically reduced if he had been campaigning in Central Province for such a long time. And now that Central Province does not have a preferred presidential candidate, I mean, they are willing to support a presidential candidate from another community if they knew him, you know, after campaigning for a long period of time. Then his chances of being elected over there, I mean, or the votes which you know, he could garner in such a place could be very high, and then improve his chances definitely of becoming you know, the president. And the other point is that he has to enhance and entrench democracy in ODM, because what used to happen in the past is that there were some contenders of the various, you know, various political posts, be it MP, governor, or whatever it is, you know, who felt that, you know, the ticket, the ODM ticket, was snatched away from them. It was stolen from them. And these people, you know, they had the support of masses, they had the support of many people. And when they feel that they were disenfranchised or something was stolen away from them, they end up supporting people from rival parties. And what, in essence, this does is that it reduces the support, you know, the support base that, you know, of the people who could have voted for Raila Odinga in the presidential elections. And what you must realize at this point in time is that we don't want a situation where some votes, you know, are getting lost. We want him to you know, perform to the maximum and garner all the votes which he can. Yeah. So we have to accommodate everyone. So they have to recognize to perceive ODM as a bus where everyone is welcome, you know, except of course the people who have questionable characters.